Hey McVeigh Dragons, this is Mr. Thornley's Music Class, Volume 8. This is for 5th grade. I hope that you have checked out the video I did of You've Got a Friend in Me, and we're going to break that down a little bit today for harmony. Harmony is our main focus, and we said that if you have a melody and no harmony being played or sung, just a melody by itself, that is monophonic texture. And if we have chords and or an ostinato pattern or combination of those things with a melody, it's homophonic texture. So this is our main focus, harmony. And let me see my notes here real quick. I want to review chords first, how they're built. We said that, say we have a C chord. All right, to figure a C chord, we got C. All right, it's the first note of the chord. We skip the next letter, which will be D. It's part of our scale. We go to E, skip F, go to G. So C, E, and G would be a C chord. Here's a C chord. I'll do it with two hands. I can do different. That's an arpeggio of a C chord. Block chords like this. There's C's all over the place. C chords. They're all C's, E's, and G's. Okay? So it's every other note. It's a first, a third, and a fifth. So if I wanted to do a G chord, we said G, and we know the musical alphabet goes A through G and starts over again. So next would be A, but we don't use that note. We go to B, skip C, go to D. G, B, and D would be part of a G chord. G chord. Okay. Excuse me. There's G's, B's, and D's all over the place. That's all a G chord. Okay. And yes, I'm using my Yamaha piano here, digital piano. So you should be able to figure out a chord. Now there are things called sharps and flats. So for instance, if I have a D chord, D would be the root. You skip E, go to F, but the F would be sharp. So on the piano, you got white keys and black keys. The white keys are the natural keys, and the black keys are sharps and flats. And so if I had a D chord, you have D, you skip E, go to F sharp, which would be, you have groups of three. I know it may be hard to see this, but there's groups of three black keys together, and there's groups of twos. Threes and twos, threes and twos. Okay, the F sharp would be the one. It's kind of hard for you to see it from here, but from my point of view, for me, it's the one to the left on the group of three. That'd be an F sharp. So if I want to play a D chord, I got the D, F sharp, and A. So, okay, D's all over the place. D chords all over the place. Okay. Let's see. If I do the one note at a time, it's an arpeggio. My chorus people know that because we sang arpeggios for a warm-up in chorus. And also, if I do it as like this, excuse me, there it is. All right, that will be a block chord, okay? Anyway, so you have the chords, and then we have ostinato patterns too. An ostinato pattern is a pattern that repeats. And one of them that I kind of did, a simple one, last week when I had my guitar, like this, okay? And that's actually in a lot of songs, variations of that ostinato. But there's all kinds. It's a pattern that repeats, okay? All right, so to break down, I think I asked you last time to figure out what harmony you heard on the piano part for You've Got a Friend in Me. And I said, let's listen for chords and ostinato patterns, anything else you might hear. Also, the form of it. So, to break that down, it starts off with an introduction section, which would be the A section, which is this instrumental section. And it's not just an intro, because it is an actual section, because it's used again and again. So, it starts off. And then it starts the melody that you sing, okay? That section is made up of chords, okay? And it's called stride playing. Strides when you have like a bass note down here, and then all of a sudden you hit a chord up higher. Boom, chop. Okay, so you have that kind of boom, I also have a little. This is a chord right here. I'm arpeggiating with a blues note. So there's chords here, a little bit of a make a little run with a chord here, like that. It's E flat chord there. So together you got that bum, bum, bum. But these are kind of chords with back from low to high. All right. Bum, 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 bum. And then I'm doing chords here with what's called a tremolo. Okay, with bass notes. So that's basically chords with a little few notes added in. All right. On the introduction, the A section, and then you start hearing this. So it goes bum ba dum ba dum bum bum. All right, you got this. Boom. So ba dum bum bum, and then a little walking bass. Ba da 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 bum. Okay, but it has this ostinato pattern in it while I'm doing this. And this has the melody included in chords. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Now I have this little, what's called a run, a little fill. Guitar players and rock bands would call that a fill, or a keyboard player in band. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, fill. Messed up there. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. So you heard that bum, bum, bum. And then you hear this little run. It's a little bass run, okay, a little scale run. Okay, so it has a lot of things in here. All right, and this is the actual B, this is the B section where he sings. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. The little bass run. Da dum bum, ba bum bum ba bum bum. So it's a combination of chords, a few little scale runs, and you have these little bass. So at that point, there is an ostinato on there, and then it kind of mixes everything together, which makes it interesting. And it has the melody included in these chords on this on my right hand. So that would be the B section. And so, you say, you got a friend in me. My computer goes dark there if I don't, screensaver, if I don't keep touching it after a while. All right, so that would be the B section. Then it goes back to the A section again. And then it's going to go to, it just leaves out these little extra chords on the tremolo part. Then it's going to go back to the B section again with new words. And then it goes to, so yeah, A, B, A, B. Now we're going to go to a change up here. We go to a C section. And let's see, so it goes like, let's see. You got fun in me. Now it goes back to the this. Another chord, a seventh chord, then it goes. This is all chords. I have this little ostinato again, where it goes. Same, just different chord, but same patterns. All right, and then it goes chord, chord, and it goes bum 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 bum. Back to this. Bum, 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 bum. So basically you have that little, bum, bum, bum going on with this left hand. So you have that ostinato pattern. At the same time you have the chords in the melody. This case you don't have the melody part on that C section. You pretty much, well, it is kind of included. It's kind of included in with the chords too. Up here with the right hand. So this, and then it goes back after that. It goes, let me think. It goes back into the B section again, which is the verse section of the song. The B section is the verse section. And then it goes into the A section again and ends it. The A section being that part, and it ends it. Okay, so it's really A, B, A, B, C, B, A form, which is a little bit different. It really would be, it's kind of like A, B, A form, but it has that C in there, and then it puts in the middle of the thing in place of an A. So it's A, B, A. You think A's coming again, but no, it does C. I mean, A, B, and you think that A's coming again, but it's not. It's C. Then it goes B, A. All right, but that's the form of it. Hopefully you can figure that out. And the harmony is a mixture of chords, ostinato, a lot of ostinato patterns. This is my left hand. I'm facing you. It looks like it might be on your right when you see it maybe, but this is my left hand. All right, I'm facing this way. My left hand is playing the bass or the lower notes, right? And that is mainly playing ostinato patterns with some scale patterns, scale runs. All the steps, these repeated notes. I'm doing little scale runs too with my left hand, as this is playing primarily chords with some melody included. And on the, like I said, the A section has what's called stride, which means I'm going from here. My left hand's doing like bass patterns and then chord. Well, this was also doing chords. So it's kind of a nice little piece to play. It's fun to play. And hopefully you enjoy listening to it. Before I wrap things up, I also want to talk about just play some patterns for you and see things, chords and patterns, and see if you can identify what they are. So if I went like this. What is that? Chords, ostinato. Okay? Ostinato pattern. Now what I can do is add chords on my other hand, like this. I'm going to do a little what's called a blues note. This is a C chord, but I'm going to go. So, this is C, I'm in C. Now it's a C run. It's our C ostinato pattern. Now I'm going to go to F. Back to C. All right, now I'm going to start on take my ostinato and go up to G. And do a G chord. F. Back to C. Well, missed a little note there. But anyway, you get it. So that time I played the ostinato, and then I played chords with my right hand. Okay, and I could sing a melody over top of that. It's a little tricky putting both parts together. It takes a little practice. But you see how this fits in the music, right? Very important, chords and ostinato patterns. And like I said, a lot of times you might have some scale runs in too. You know, like here's another one. What is that? So I can take this like say. All right, that will be like an ostinato pattern, right? And I can just and you go. All right, so I did an ostinato pattern with my left hand. But it changed. Here I started ostinato pattern on a C if I play a C chord to go along with it. Then I went up to F, and I went back to C. I think went to G, and then F and C. At the same time, I was playing some blues scale runs and stuff with my right hand. It's called improvisation. I was just jamming like you would a lead guitar. So you can throw all kinds of stuff in there. But to understand about the chords and ostinato for harmony is what we're talking about. It's what's really important as we sing a melody. Now just then, I didn't sing a melody. I was kind of playing substitute. I was playing just jamming off the scales with my right hand. But if I sang a melody while I played, the chords and ostinato patterns, that's homophonic texture. That's our main focus. Next time we have class, we're not going to learn a new song today. We'll do it next time, I think, or we're going to add what's called polyphonic texture very soon. And I think it'll probably be next lesson. Polyphonics when you have more than one melody being played or sung at the same time. More than one melody. All right. Each melody creates harmony for the other melody. So you don't just have chords in the background as you sing a melody over top of it. You actually have two melodies or more even going on at the same time, which really can sound really pretty when that's done. You hear that a lot in classical music, a lot of polyphonic texture, and it's in popular music too. Some very nice harmony, vocal harmony I've heard in music, popular music that has polyphonic texture, where you have multiple melodies going on at the same time. And we're going to talk about 3 ways how to make polyphonic texture. Okay, well that being said, hopefully you understand more about chords and ostinato patterns and homophonic texture and monophonic texture. They're the difference. Monophonics, if I just played a melody on piano and that's all I had, nothing else, just a melody, or if I sang a melody, and if I had 10 people, 100 people singing with me, we're just singing the melody part, that's monophonic texture. You got to have something else being played or sung along with the melody to create, if it's chords and ostinato patterns, or both, with the melody it's homophonic, and if you have another melody with the original melody overlapping, that would be polyphonic, which we'll get to. Okay? So with that note, on that note, keep practicing social distancing and always do your McVeigh best. Be kind to your parents. Do some work around the house to help them out, yard work or whatever. But stay safe and see you next time.